Hey guys, it's Olivia and I'm back with another video. So in this week's video, I want to talk about an update to the Uber Eats app. This update came about a couple of months ago, but in case you are thinking about becoming an Uber Eats driver or you're new to Uber Eats driving, it's just something I wanted to let you guys know about. So Uber recently made an update to the delivery app where you can now see how much money you're going to make upfront, including the estimated tip. So 2 years ago, when I first started driving for Uber Eats, you weren't shown anything in regards to how much money you might make for a delivery. Then about a year ago, they updated it so you could see how much money you were guaranteed to make, aka the base fare. Now the update includes the projected tip. So for example, let's say that the base fare was $5 and the customer was going to tip you another $5, which means the total for the trip would be $10. A year ago, you would only see the guaranteed $5 because customers can change their tip even after the delivery is dropped off. However, now you will see the full projected $10, but in fine print, it'll say with estimated tip, estimated being the operative word, because the tip can change. The tip can go up or down. So you might see, oh, I'm going to get $10 for this trip, and $5 out of that 10 was a tip, but then for some reason the customer might change their mind and then subtract $2 from their tip, so then you only got $8. And then you're like, oh, but I thought I was getting 10, but Uber has covered their butt by saying estimated amount. And so there are two sides to this new update, people who are for it and people who are against it. So other delivery apps such as DoorDash, as far as I know, have always shown you how much you would make including tip, or even if they didn't always do it, they've been doing it for a lot longer than Uber has. So sometimes I'll be waiting at a restaurant, I'm waiting for an Uber, someone else is waiting for a DoorDash, and we'll get into a conversation. And I've had people tell me they would never do Uber because they don't know how much they're gonna make because it doesn't tell you the tip. So you might decline a $3 order because that was the guarantee, not realizing that the person was gonna tip you $7, so it was actually going to be $10 and it was only going to take you 10 minutes. So some people like being able to see the total, even if it's just an estimated amount. Some people like being able to see how much they could potentially make up front to know whether or not that order is worth accepting. However, you have the flip side of this for people who only want to know the guaranteed amount because of what people like to call tip baiting. So as I said earlier, customers can change their tip even after you've delivered it. So let me give you an example. Let's say the base fare is $5, and when the person was originally ordering, they said they were going to tip $15. So this order popped up on your phone and it says $20 including estimated tip. You're like, oh, look, it's not that far away and I'm going to get $20, accept. So you pick up the order, drop it off, and then let's say the customer takes away the 15. They're like, oh, I have my food now, and then they don't end up tipping you at all. So then you only got $5 when you thought you were gonna get 20. Some drivers are afraid that customers are going to put a high tip so that it shows up as a big number on your phone to guarantee that someone will accept it, because lots of drivers decline low dollar amount orders. So drivers are afraid that customers are going to make it look like you're going to get a lot of money to guarantee that someone is going to pick up their order in an efficient amount of time, just to take away the money later on. Because the thing about when it shows up on your phone, it says this is the price amount including estimated tip, but it doesn't show you the breakdown. It doesn't say it's $5 guaranteed plus a $15 estimated tip. It just says the tip is part of this number. So you might see a $14 order and it's only a $1 tip. Or you might see a $14 order and it's a $10 tip. You don't know how much of the $14 is tip and how much is the base fare. They don't give you a breakdown of that. So people are afraid that they might accept an order that they think is very big only to have the money taken away. So as I said, this update has been around for about 6 to 8 weeks at this point, and I just want to share with you some screenshots of my experience when seeing the upfront tip. So as you can see, this is one of my orders, and it says that the order is $13.90, including the estimated tip. And then if I go into my trip earnings after the fact, you can see that I did in fact get the full $13.90. And then if we look down at the bottom, we can see that the tip included was $5. So then after the fact, you can figure out the breakdown. The base fare was going to be $8.90, and then the customer tipped me $5, which means hypothetically, if the customer decided not to tip, I would have only gotten $8.90, even though I saw the $13.90 up front. And then I want to show you another one of my orders. So this one popped up on my phone. It said $14.69, including the estimated tip. And then after I completed the delivery, if I go to my earnings, you can see I actually got $15.93. So then if we look at this little blurb, it says the estimate for this trip was $14.69, including an upfront tip, and the customer tipped you even more after delivery. Nice. So as I said, the customer can change their tip after the fact, either up or down. From my experience in the past 6 to 8 weeks of being able to see my upfront earnings, I have either earned the exact amount that I have been told, or I've earned more because the customer changed their tip, but they changed it up. Thus far, I know it's still a new update, but thus far, I've never had someone project to tip me this amount and then tip me this amount. But I've had people project to tip me this amount and then tip me this amount. I've had people tip me higher, but thus far I've never had anyone tip me lower. So based on my personal experience, I would say that tip baiting isn't necessarily something you need to worry about. Then again, I can only speak from my personal experience, and I tend to deliver around the Toronto area. So maybe if you're also a Toronto Uber Eats driver, you'll have a similar experience. So I can't speak about everywhere in every country and every city, but from my experience from the customers I've had, I have never been tip baited. And one more thing I just want to let you know is that if you get a projected $13.90, for example, and the tip was the $5 as I showed, when you just complete the trip, you're still only going to get the $8.90 because it gives the customer time to potentially change their tip. Then, as always, an hour later, the tip will be finalized, and then you'll get the extra $5, and then it will change to the $13.90. So when you just complete a trip and you see, oh, I was supposed to get 13, but I only got 8, wait the hour. You haven't been tip baited until you wait the full hour after and see what the actual final earning is. So once again, the tips still take 1 hour to show up on your phone, even though you are presented with the tip amount up front. So yeah, that's all for today's video. I just wanted to let you know about the Uber update, as well as my personal experience with the update. And honestly, thus far, it has been only positive. I've never been tip baited thus far, and it's good to know up front exactly how much you're going to make instead of crossing your fingers and hoping for a tip. So that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you think your friends will enjoy it, be sure to share it with them. All my social media links will be down below in case you want to follow me on there. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every Monday. Thank you to my channel members, and be sure to check out one of these suggested videos, and I'll see you in my next video.